Hello and welcome to the Peak Endurance Podcast. My name is Ron Tate, and with me is
Isabel Tate, are you the host?
waiting. Oh, yeah, could be.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, no, I just turned up. I was wondering what was going on. I just happened to walk in.
Yes. So you nearly had it.
Nearly had it. Near enough.
Near
If
enough is good
if
enough.
you hadn't have said that, no one would have noticed.
No, maybe not.
Yeah. So we're back again for another week.
Yes, we
Um,
did miss a week
we did.
last week because we went to Bogong to Hotham and it was all just too difficult. It's a bloody long drive, especially because of the bushfires. We had to go the slightly longer way, which
Yep.
wasn't, you reckon, it wasn't that much
No, it
longer,
turned
but
out to be a little bit longer, but not too much longer.
yeah. But either way, we didn't get there till 5:30.
Yeah.
There's no way we were doing a podcast.
No, and then we were even longer because we stopped on the way to check in
Yeah,
or to
that's
pick up,
right.
yeah, and pick up your bib.
Yeah.
So it was actually closer to 6 o'clock by the time we got
Right, to our
back to our
convent. Yeah,
accommodation.
yeah. And then we had to unpack and pack for the race,
Yeah, and then
which, yeah, didn't leave a lot of time for actually podcasting.
no,
And then we were maybe thinking of doing it Sunday morning, but to be honest, that what a moron I was to
uh,
even think of that.
no, there was no chance of that happening.
No, because it did not go well, the
No,
race. Let us put it that way. Not well at all. Um, I mean, I'd already given up kind of on my plan of a time plan, but thank God, because I would have been devastated because it was a massive PW, which if you don't know what that is, that's a personal worst, as opposed to a PB. So yeah, so did we want to get into Bogong to Hotham or did we have any other catch-ups to do before then?
um, no, I think
That'll do, because that'll probably go on for long enough.
although I mean we did when did we do the last one? We did the last one. We swept 2 bays since then as well.
Yes, and have we
So
talked about that?
no, because
No.
we did that on the Sunday.
So that went well. That went well.
Wearing my 2 bays t-shirt.
You
If
are
if you're watching
indeed.
on video,
Yep.
yeah. So we had a big day there.
That was a big day. It was
Yeah,
it's a tiring day too.
it is.
I mean, because at the end of the day, we did 53, 54 kilometers,
Yeah,
and whichever way you slice it, that's still a long way to go
that
on two
is.
feet.
Yeah,
Even though we weren't doing it at race pace, it was
no.
still, it's hard work.
Because we were sweeping, we were actually out there for
Over
eight
eight.
eight and a half
Yeah.
hours.
And the thing with sweeping is, as much as it's great, you're not running at your own pace. And I think everyone knows what it's like to not run at your own pace and you're stopping and you're starting and
Yeah,
it's just hard on the
yeah,
body, I find. Whereas when you're running at your own pace, you can get into a rhythm, whatever that rhythm is, but you can get into a rhythm, whereas you don't with sweeping.
yeah,
You just don't, which
yeah,
is fine. That's part of sweeping, but it is what makes it hard, even though you'd think, oh, it's got to be easy. You're going so slow, but sometimes going slow is hard.
yeah. So the weather turned out pretty good.
It was
It
bloody
was
beautiful. Considering it wasn't hot, it was like
no,
16. It was great. It was perfect. It was
yeah,
definitely singlet shorts weather.
yes, yeah, singlet shorts, but not so sunny that
Yeah, it
you'd
wasn't
noticed it.
hot and horrible.
No. Um,
It was perfect weather for racing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, nothing. It wasn't really an eventful race. Nothing really happened. We picked up one lady who probably
Sprained
about
her ankle at about
4 or 5 Ks in sprained her ankle
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
and couldn't go on.
Yeah.
So um so we started walking her out to the next aid station and then got met by one of the medics.
Yep.
So then we dropped her with the medic and took off again, trying to
Yeah.
catch up to the others.
Yep.
Um,
And so basically other than that, and then yeah, it was just
yeah,
another sweep at the
yeah,
end of the day. It was good fun and we cheered on a lot of people and a few people said love the pod, so thanks for
yes, thanks
that.
for that. Yep.
We appreciate that.
One of the good things about the fact that it's an out and back, so at the
Yeah,
halfway point, you actually see all the 56K runners coming back
yeah,
towards.
coming back towards us and we get to cheer them on.
Yep. So that's always a bit of fun.
Mm. And then we went to the brewery after that and got a nice burger.
Yep.
And then we headed home.
Yeah.
So that was another late getting home
Yeah, long
on
day.
a Sunday, a long day, work the next
Straight
day.
back into work the next day.
Yeah. And then, leave on Friday to go to Bogong to Hotham.
Yeah,
And it was a stressful week because every day it's on, it's off,
yes,
it's
it was,
on,
yeah.
it's off. It's because there were bushfires around in the area, and would the roads be closed? And would we even, even if there's no bushfire, will we even be able to get there? because a lot of the area before it was burnt. Some of the townships, Yark, if people know the area, that I mean, the township itself is okay, but everyone else lost their houses.
Yeah, everyone in the
So
area.
yeah,
Yeah,
you know, or a lot of people did. So
yeah,
yeah, so it was like it really wasn't 100% on until like the night before.
yeah. But as it turned out on the
It
day,
was freezing.
there was no hint of a fire in
No smoke
anywhere
in the
near.
air
No smoke in the air. You couldn't see any kind of fire
because you couldn't
damage or
see anything because of the fog.
yeah, but it sure was foggy at the top of the hills,
Yeah,
especially Mount Bogong and Falls Creek.
yeah,
And then at Mount Hotham, it just got super windy
yeah,
and the cold wind.
yeah. So I'll talk about my race.
Yeah.
Right. So, well, basically it went shit. There we go.
Hey, job
Done.
done. All right, moving on.
So the day before I'd had a really bad day mentally. And like the worst day I've had in a very long time. And I always say that, you know, when you've used up your mental strength on one thing, it's really hard to have any left for running, and it makes running really hard. And it was very true because lining up for the start line, I had nothing left, no mental strength left. But still, I pushed and I did all right up the first climb. That was really the only bit that went okay. Like I passed lots of people. I didn't go off too hard because my calf had been playing up. So, but I did pass quite a lot of people. They all passed me again later. So, but yeah. So, but then, I just find coming back down off Bogong, it was really because it's quite narrow. My right foot kicks out. I find it really difficult, and my Achilles. Oh my God, I've never had a painful Achilles like that. It was so bad. I was having to run walk because it was so freaking painful. Anyway, I run walked along and went down through Big River and back up because that's before 14K, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Got through Cleve. Oh, look, see, I know now it's not you on the mice. It sees my hand go up and it puts the hand up. Because I did this the other day and it did that on
Oh,
thing
really?
too.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, if you're not watching on YouTube, you'll just have to guess what I was doing
Yeah.
for all you know. Anyway, so and I got past Cleve Cole Hut, and then I'm running along, well, trotting, shall we say, with my sore bloody Achilles. That was on my right Achilles, absolutely killing me. The Achilles was killing.
It was.
Um,
Yeah.
and then my left ankle rolled inwards, and my foot went like, swear to God, like the side of my foot nearly touched my leg. And I don't scream. Like I'm not one of those girly girls that screams like that. It was like, ah, I think I roared would be because from the pain. And you know that normally when I'm in pain, I'm quiet.
Yeah.
Fuck me. That was so painful. My God, the pain. I thought I've got to have for sure broken it. And I was like a little bit dizzy from the pain. And I stood there and I'm like, I looked at my watch and it was 14 Ks. I thought I'm probably about a kilometer from Cleve Colhart. I could maybe hobble back there. And I was, I thought, no, let's just lean on the poles and sort of keep moving forward as if it's going to be okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Because I roll my ankles a lot. So I know that generally they get better. But this was so painful. I've never experienced pain like that, rolling my ankles. Anyway, so I sort of hobbled along and then I could slowly put less weight on the poles. And then it was kind of okay. So I went, okay. So I kept going. 2Ks later, whew, I rolled my ankle the other way. It was obviously already weakened.
Yeah.
And when it rolled the other way, which meant, it rolled outwards, so my foot rolled inwards and it stretched all the ligaments through the side of my foot. And that's what really hurt. And I was like, fuck. And that hurt again. And I'm like, fuck. And it really, really hurt. Anyway, I just kept going and I could feel it start to rub on the side of my shoe. Like it was obviously swelling up. But I've rolled my ankle so many times.
She does regularly. Yeah.
And one time when I rolled it bad at Buller, it swole up, but I kept going. Anyway, so I
Yeah.
kept going. It felt really unstable on anything technical downhill, but I was able to manage the downhill. I was able to manage it. I just felt like shit on the downhill anyway. And I just generally felt like crap, not just because of the mental thing, which, does have a physical impact. It does make you feel terrible, but I just felt something wasn't right. When you just know your own body, like I know my own body really well, something wasn't right and I could just feel it. And it was just a miserable, miserable day. I came into Langford's Gap like 2 minutes after the 7-hour cutoff. And I just burst into tears. I'd already seen Nikki out on the course, and I burst into tears when I saw her. Then I saw you, and I
Yeah.
burst into tears again.
Yeah.
And I rolled my ankle, and I just want out. And the medic's like, "Should we put ice on it?" I'm like, "No," because I didn't even want him to look at it because I
No.
did wonder. I wasn't sure. I had long socks on. I did wonder.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had a really sore lower back, like so painful lower back, which
Yeah.
I shouldn't have because I've been doing the weighted climbs with a way heavier pack.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I took some Panadol for that. I take Panadol Osteo. Pam Muston got me onto them because they supposedly last for about 8 hours. And that kicked in, which probably also reduced the pain to my ankle because
Yeah.
I just kept sort of trotting along, walk running. Basically, I did the whole thing walk running because it would just, my ankles would just start to hurt so much, both of them, the Achilles one and the rolled one,
Yeah.
you know, it was just a shit show. And my lower back was sort of okay. And then I often get tendonitis in my elbows. Then I got the tendonitis in my elbows flared up using the poles. And then on the climbs, I've never felt that dead. And everybody knows I've been doing a heap of climbing work. There is no way I should have felt like that. I'm thinking I don't remember feeling this dead on climbs. Like in GSER when I went up the twins at the end, like I remember feeling pretty fucked, but this was even worse considering I hadn't even done that much,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Like when I was going up the twins, I was tired because of lack of sleep, but
Yeah.
and for
100,
going for so long,
120, 130 kilometers into the
yeah,
first one
that's right.
stage.
But this was like I was having to stop going up Swindlers.
Mm.
I was having to stop and rest. And I did that about 5 times because I just had literally, it felt like I had nothing in me, nothing left. So in a terrible time for me of 12 and a half hours, 12 and a quarter hours, whatever, I don't really know, I finished. And normally I'm around the 10 hours. Like the first one was 9:43. That other one that said 10:09, I don't know. I've got to check that because that could have been moving time because it
Yeah.
changed my 12 something to 11:45 on Strava.
Yeah.
So I think the other one was like 10 and a half. And I was sad with that time,
Yeah.
let alone this time. Anyway, we got back to the accommodation, took off my sock, and it was like, holy moly, that ankle. Jesus
Because
Christ.
quite often when you roll your ankle, it doesn't bruise up like
Oh.
it did. Like normally,
Like that one we did a bullet, it went a little bit red, but
yeah,
this was like purple,
it was purple and
swollen, huge.
and
Oh.
over the preceding day it got
Yeah, well, the next day it
more
got
and more
worse. Then
swollen.
Monday, then my where I stretched the ligaments in my foot all started to swell. And it was like the whole foot and ankle and everything was swelling. The whole foot was
Yeah.
swelling. And I'm like, oh, maybe I'm gonna have to go see someone. But it felt okay. Like
Yeah.
it was uncomfortable and like wearing thongs. Like the strap of the thongs was rubbing on my swollen foot.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like as painful as you would think it would
Yeah.
based on how it looked. And I was still planning to run Tuesday, but when my whole foot started swelling, I was like, oh, maybe I won't run Tuesday.
Maybe
Maybe
that's
not.
to have a day off.
So Ron brought a bottle of wine home. We drank the wine, and the next morning the foot had gone down.
Well, it's the next best thing. If you can't run, you might as well just drink wine.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So the foot went down, but I woke up feeling like a bag of shit with an earache.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh. And I'm like, geez, I can't believe half a bottle of wine gave me such a bad hangover. But then when I got up the next day and I went for my 10K run, the foot was fine, but I was having to stop every kilometer because I felt so terrible. I'm like, oh, I've still got a hangover. I'm like, this is not a hangover. So I got home and I'd originally been planning to go to yoga and do all these things. I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I had a nap at midday because I was so stuffed.
Yeah.
And then I was umming and ahhing about running the next day, but I woke up the next morning with a sore throat. So obviously, basically I was sick.
Yeah.
And obviously I was coming down with something. I think all the emotional stress I've been under and the many years episode and everything just really lowered my immune system and I was just rooted.
Yeah.
And then add that 12 hours on the trails, dragging a damaged ankle, and that's stressful being in pain. All day I was in pain in my elbows, my ankles, everything. The things that I was worried about, like my knee pain, my knees didn't hurt once.
Yeah. Your calf didn't.
Calf didn't bother me, although it was the Achilles on the calf side. Yeah. So obviously, because my muscles, if I miss one little bit when I'm massaging my calf, that's always a bit that hurts. So Anyway, so Thursday, I'm like, oh, I still feel shit. And
So you rolled over and went back to sleep
yeah, because
while
the alarm went off at 5. I said, no, Ron, I'm not running. I've got a sore throat. Let me go back to sleep. So I did. Then I got up today at 5 again, and I felt a lot better. But I'm teetering on the edge at the moment. I'm really knackered. I just got a massage, and even he said, "God, this is the tiredest I've ever seen you." And I'm like, I know, I'm fucked. And that's all right because I'll be taking it easy tomorrow, doing
taking
24
it easy,
park runs at
doing
24 hours.
doing a nice easy
Oh,
120 kilometers
oh
over the
my
next 24
God.
hours.
Yeah,
So,
so I've still got a bit of a boogly nose. Um, yeah,
and it's going to be hot.
hot.
It's going to be 38 degrees.
Yeah, and we know what the triggers for many years is for me. It's
Yeah,
fatigue or tiredness and
and
heat.
heat. So,
So we're going to be having both.
yeah,
So I've got my ice bandana. We've just bought a whole bunch of drinks. We're going to get ice. Oh my
you'll
God.
get
But
ice for the asking
at
too.
the end of the day, if I'm and I've got my medication with me, if things turn to shit, I'm just going to have to stop.
Yeah,
I'm just going to have to. But yeah, but having this cold is not fucking ideal. And it's not really a cold. It's just, well, it is a cold because I've had an earache, sore
yeah.
throat,
But it's
boogly
not. It's
nose.
not turned into a full blown
No,
cold. You've just had
it's
all
just
the symptoms.
enough that
Yeah,
I feel like shit.
yeah. You've had the symptoms without
Yeah,
the
yeah,
full blown cold.
yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, I just feel like so exhausted constantly. I've been having sleeping 10 hours a night and I'm still exhausted.
yeah,
So anyways,
yeah. So
oh my God. So yeah, Bogong, just everything that could have gone wrong with my body went wrong. Like
yeah,
literally everything, like it was just shit.
yeah,
And I was in good form and no. So all I can say is, you do have to have shit races. Last year, it was bloody at Barclay where I was
yeah.
sick. So, you know, and it happens. Like you have shit races sometimes, and that's what people need to understand. A lot of people think, well, I've trained hard, I'm going to have an awesome race, but it doesn't work that way because
No,
unfortunately the human body doesn't always play the game. And yeah, so
yeah,
and it didn't play the game for me because I've just, this is why you got to try and reduce stress. Unfortunately for me, I couldn't, but I'm at the point now with this whole, stuff. I'm just like, that's it. I'm done wallowing. Okay, I'm done wallowing in how sad I am. So it's actually helped buck me up a bit. It's like you've almost got to hit rock bottom to realize that the only way you're going to get out of it is to drag yourself out. And that's what I've had to do is just drag myself out of it and go, and enough. I've had enough of being sad and wallowing and like I've got to,
yeah.
yeah. I,
And,
I, I can't live like that.
and the only way is up.
Yes, and the only way is up,
Up.
baby. So just like Yaz, we're going
Yes.
up. And if
Yeah.
you're not old like us,
You probably
Google
have
it.
no idea what we're
Yeah.
just talking about.
I mean, I remember dancing to that at the club and everyone would jump in the
Yeah,
air. It was
that's right.
so much fun. So much fun.
On the dance floor at
Yeah.
Transformers for me.
Oh, I can't remember which one. I think it was at Checkpoint Charlie for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yes. So, yeah, anyway.
Yeah,
Anyway, so that was
it's been
that. So Bogong, what didn't go to
didn't
plan,
go to
but
plan.
I got it done at the end of the day, and it was a great day of mental training. I've got the shit race out of the way, so when Buffalo comes along, I'm just going to be firing on all
Well,
cylinders.
you will. Another thing that you didn't do was you didn't taper for this
No,
because it
no,
wasn't an A race
no.
and
So
it was more of a training race for Buffalo.
yeah, I mean, the week before I did 3,500 meters climbing. The week
Yeah,
before that, I did over 5,000
yeah.
meters climbing.
So
And the week before the race, I did 126 kilometers.
yeah,
So, no, there was no taper. I mean, I did rest the day before. I took a rest day the Monday. I ran Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, rested Friday.
yes, but one day does not make a taper, I'm afraid.
I didn't do any vert,
Yeah,
really.
no, it was a pretty flat week last week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, before
before
the
the
race.
race.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, compared to
yeah,
what I normally do.
yeah,
So, but yes, no, it wasn't really a taper. So I wasn't expecting to be fresh as a daisy, but this was, when I do my 20K runs midweek, I feel 6 million times better than how I felt then.
yeah.
So it was
Mm.
just awful. It was literally awful. And I just didn't want a DNF,
Yeah,
you know?
it was pure grit and
Yeah, determination.
determination that got you through.
Yeah, I just didn't want a DNF. And it was like, oh, it was,
And it's not, luckily, I guess for that, it's not an easy race to DNF
No, it's not.
because once you get past that halfway mark or through,
I mean, firstly, you have to get to 35K.
yeah, there's nothing short of 35K.
Yeah, you can't DNF before 35Ks. And then I see you again from 35 at 40,
Yeah,
41.
yeah,
And then
and
that's
then
it.
that's
You
it
can't
again.
DNF again. And then you just got to get to the end.
Yeah,
And so it's like, oh, fuck it. Just do it, Isabel.
yeah,
I just said to myself, remember tomorrow,
hmm
which means I have to remember how I'll feel tomorrow when I go, oh, I probably could have got it done. Although, if I'd woken up on the tomorrow, I'd have looked at my ankle and gone, nah,
yeah,
good decision,
yeah,
Isabel. But anyway, I didn't know my ankle was that bad.
yeah,
I've heard, and I have heard that some people said, why did she keep running on that? And it's like, well, because I didn't realize it was that bad. And I'm definitely not advocating. If you go to Strava, you'll see a photo of it. I'm not advocating for people to run on injured bodies. And I had long socks on. I regularly roll my ankles. It wasn't actually painful. It was annoying because the swelling was rubbing. But, I'm good at ignoring annoying
yeah,
and uncomfortable. It wasn't like if it didn't particularly change my gait. I've just got shitty ankles,
yeah. That's right. It
sadly,
it happens,
all the time, doesn't it?
almost, maybe once every 3 weeks you roll your
Yeah,
ankle.
but not this bad. The last time I did it this bad was Buller, but
Yeah.
even then it wasn't this
Even
bad.
then, I mean, you finished the run. Sure, it was painful, but
Yeah, it was more
you were
painful that
you
time.
were
It didn't
kind of
swell as much.
no, and you were pretty much good to go the next
Yeah,
day.
yeah, I was fine the next day.
So
Yeah, I've just obviously got really lax ligaments
yeah,
on my ankles, but the first roll, which went the opposite way to what it normally does, was the really painful one. And I swear to God, I roared. I thought I'd broken it. I thought, oh my God, it was so painful.
yeah,
But that was a side, it got a little bit of a bruise, like a dirty mark, but it didn't swell, didn't do
not on
anything.
the inside. No,
And that was so painful, so painful. But that's obviously because I haven't rolled them before.
yeah, that's not the normal way it
Yeah,
rolls.
yeah. So it was just a
Yeah,
disaster,
yeah,
but I got it done and whatever.
got it done, and
Good training in some way, shape, and form. I don't know how because it was so slow. I was walking most of it, to be honest. I just didn't have the mental capacity to push myself harder or the physical capacity. So it was like there was literally nothing. I
yeah,
had nothing. So just to get it done was for me an achievement in itself.
yeah.
So yay me.
Go you.
Yeah.
All
So,
right. Well, that's our recap. So next
mm.
next week we'll be telling
Oh
you how
God, I had
the
the 24 and
24 and
24.
24.
Oh God, I hope it's better. I hope I don't DNF this.
Yeah. I
The
mean,
only reason I would DNF it is if I get like heat stroke
yeah.
or if my mini airs kicks in. Because if my mini airs kicks in, I literally I can't run.
No, you can't. You can
So
barely stand. So
yeah, so
yeah.
hopefully it doesn't. Touch wood, fingers crossed, toes crossed,
Yeah.
everything.
We'll just have to really manage your heat.
Yeah, yeah,
Cold drinks, ice bandana.
yeah, that's right.
Just plenty of work on keeping you cool.
Yeah, that's right. And get that
Obviously,
aircon
yeah,
pumping when I
have
hop
the
back
aircon
in.
in the car and
Yeah, yeah,
hmm,
yeah.
yeah.
Alrighty. So, what are
Oh,
we talking about? This is a really important topic.
yep.
So, let's get serious. Let's put on our serious hats.
Yes. And today we are talking about disordered eating in runners.
Now, this is a topic that I thought of because it's something I'm noticing more and more in runners, right? And to be fair, it's something I have experienced myself, right?
Mhm.
To be fair, I had disordered eating before I was a runner, so I took it with me into running, and I feel that a lot of people have that because people look to running as a weight loss mechanism.
Yep.
But
Mhm.
not enough, it's not spoken about enough, is it really?
No, it's not.
And even when I first suggested it, I think you sort of went, oh, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because it's not a fun topic,
No, and we
and
just need to, make a few clarifications
yeah,
along the way, and just be clear that we're not trying to
shame anyone.
shame anyone, or talk down to people. This is very much an information.
Yeah, and we're
Um,
we're definitely not coming at this as like any kind of expert in the field
yeah,
or any kind of medical advice or anything like that.
that's right.
It's just something that we think, like we did the running shouldn't be a therapy.
Yeah,
This is just something we want to open up the dialogue and make people not feel that it's something they need to hide because
yep,
it's not. And I'm quite open that I've had disordered eating. And to be honest, it's a constant battle for me,
It
as you
is.
know,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it is.
Um,
You're very focused on what you put in your body.
yes.
Sometimes that's good. You focus on eating good stuff.
Yeah, but
But
sometimes it
sometimes
comes from a different
yeah,
place.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And so so it's not like, and I'm not trying to say, oh, I know all about it because I've experienced, because every case is different, every
yeah.
person is different, everyone experiences it differently. But I
And
just
there's
think,
definitely lots of different levels
yes,
of
I
it.
just think it's something that we need to talk about, and that sometimes people don't even realize they're doing it because they're just like, oh no, I'm just focused on clean eating, which I've masked, hidden it a lot behind that. I just focus on clean eating. But essentially, it's been clean eating with because I want to, maintain a certain weight or
Yeah.
lose X amount or whatever it is. So a lot of people can, oh no, well, I'm going to go keto or I'm going to fast or I'm going to whatever it is. And that masks the fact that it's actually disordered eating,
Yeah.
right? Um, so, listen to this with an open mind. And if something strikes a chord with you, maybe just have a look at what you're doing. And when, like we said, we're not trying to shame anyone. Disordered eating is really common in endurance sports.
Hmm.
And silence about it is one of the big risk factors because it's what doesn't get talked about, doesn't get fixed,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
All
So
right.
when we're talking about disordered eating, that's different to an eating disorder.
Yes, it's very, very distinct differences.
Yeah.
An eating disorder is obviously a medical condition that you
Yeah.
need to seek help.
Yeah.
Um, and it can be very dangerous to your health.
Yeah.
And we are in no way qualified to really talk about the guts of that.
No.
What we are talking,
Guts, get
what
it?
we are talking about is disordered eating,
Yeah.
i.e., cutting foods out or not eating.
Fasting.
Yeah, running without, obviously fasting, running without eating, and just focusing on the minutia of what you're putting in your body.
Yeah. And it keeps you in the gray zone of running, to be honest.
Yeah.
And but also like when I was at the peak of my eating disorder, not eating disorder, my disordered eating,
Yes.
I was actually doing really well in running, right? Really
Yeah.
well until I got the stress fractures
Yeah.
from the disordered eating. Um, so high performance does not necessarily equal good health because
Yeah.
I was running really well, but I hadn't had a period in 5 years.
Yeah.
So that ain't healthy
Yeah.
for, a mid-30s, mid to late 30s woman,
Hmm.
right? So, you know, that's why we're saying that you may not even realize that what you're doing is disordered eating. So and it's just so common. But I also see a lot of runners who have sort of a low self-esteem about how they look and they use running and food as a way to achieve how they look, which is basically what I was doing too,
Hmm.
essentially. Right? All right. So why are runners especially vulnerable? Because they are. I mean, you just have to look around you at, especially more probably road running. Thankfully, not so much in trail and ultra, but I can see it coming,
Yeah.
right? As it gets more competitive, these things crop up more.
Yeah.
So yeah, why are runners especially vulnerable?
Well, weight plays a big part in your ability to run, I guess, or a perception of your ability to
Well, I
run.
used to think I had a race weight,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I had to be at my race weight, and I would check it, and oh my God, no, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
and
you do see it a lot more in road runners than you do trail runners,
yeah,
where you do see very thin, almost frail looking runners,
mm,
men
mm.
and women. Whereas with trail running, strength plays a bit more of a part. So you tend to see um, a bit more weight on the runner on the
Which
more
is muscular
successful trial.
running,
Yeah, yeah,
which is more. I was combined our sentences.
yeah,
It's muscular strength, so it's
yes,
not
yeah,
muscular weight. It's
yeah,
not. And even then, women need more body fat than men. To have a healthy female body, to have healthy hormones, you need body fat. Like these super lean women, it's less likely that they will have, well, healthy hormones, which obviously I didn't when I got to a certain weight.
mhm, yeah,
And And endurance sports do reward leanness and tolerance of discomfort. And that hunger thing is discomfort. And I remember I just used to put up with being hungry. I remember I used to get so hungry at night, I would dream about eating. That was the only time I was allowed to eat good, yummy food, was in my dreams. I would go to bed starving. I would wake up starving. Then I'd go run, even though I was starving, come back. I would eat a good breakfast then.
but only because you deserved it.
Yes, that's right.
And
Yeah.
for those not watching, I put that in
Yeah, quotation marks.
quotation
He
marks.
didn't really mean it. You don't deserve to
No,
eat, Isabel.
and that's why what people who have disordered eating use running for
Mm,
is that way they use their eating as a reward
yeah, that's right.
for their running.
And and I thought, I'm doing all the right thing. I'm getting in the fat burning zone, whatever
Mm.
crock of shit that was. Because ultimately I was trying to run fast, and you don't run fast when you're in the fat burning zone. Um, and so also I was in a stage of my life, of an unhappy marriage, and at least the food was something I had control over. So that's often also where it comes from. It's not just about the body, it's about the one thing you can have control over, So if your life is a little bit out of control, it's more likely that you may have problems with your eating because it's something that you can control.
Mhm.
And underfueling is not dedication to your sport. It's actually the opposite, because you're actually sabotaging yourself.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Once again, we talk about this with, particularly your long runs,
Mm.
you need to fuel for them.
And a lot of people, I hear it, they use their long runs as a method of weight control. And I know, because I used to do exactly the same.
Mhm.
I don't anymore, but I used to think, oh no, but if I don't eat, and think about how skinny, and then I'd get back and my tummy's gone all flat. Ooh, oh, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah,
You
if you
know,
want to recover properly, you need to
mm,
fuel your run. And,
yes,
the whole point of your recovering properly is to be able to come back tomorrow and,
do it again.
do it again.
Yeah, yeah,
And you're just sabotaging that ability. And that's where the gains are made. And
yes.
so if you're not fueling properly, then you're just sabotaging your training anyway.
Exactly. And my mentality of that led to two stress fractures at the same
Mm.
time. Like my bones couldn't handle it, because
Yeah,
basically my body was having to get nutrients from somewhere,
yeah, yeah.
you know? So, and that's the body's really smart. It'll take the nutrients, it'll eat your muscle up, and it'll destroy your bones and everything, trying to keep you alive,
Yeah, trying to feed the brain, which is the
Yeah.
most important
Yeah.
muscle.
So, the body's trying to do the right thing, but yeah. Yeah. All right. So, what are some signs of disordered eating and eating disorders in runners?
Well, training fasted or underfueled as a default.
So, occasionally, fasted running is okay. Like, certainly, I do my 10K runs fasted, like my
Mhm.
easy morning runs. I don't need to eat for a 10K easy jiggity jog. Like,
Yeah,
and especially if I get out the door at 6, I don't want to eat before then.
yeah.
Um, But anything longer than just a 10K easy run, I'm eating. So we're not saying you can never train fasted. Occasionally, like if it's just a 10K easy jog, or, 5 to 10K easy jog, that's fine.
Especially if you're training first thing in the morning.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're training at lunchtime, then you
Yeah,
shouldn't.
you definitely shouldn't be fasted still.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing anything longer than that, or if it includes some sort of quality session, like if it was 10Ks but quality, I would have something to eat,
Mhm.
right? But because it's just easy, then I don't eat.
Yeah.
But anything longer than that, or with any quality in it, I eat. So yes, you can still train faster, but it's training fasted as a default, always training fasted.
Yeah. Another thing, that can crop up is the anxiety that you feel around rest days and, not eating because you're not running.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what I find frustrating, because there are a lot of dietitians out there who say, oh, you've got to I've forgotten the freaking word, cycle your food, according to your training. On your bigger training days, eat more, and on your less training days, eat less. Yeah, but firstly, on your bigger training days, you don't have time to eat more, to be honest, if you're training heaps. So you've got to make up for it on the easier days as well, because sometimes when we go for a long run, we'll miss lunch.
Yeah.
And yes, we're eating on the run, but it's not the same as a whole bloody meal.
No, it's not.
And
Snacking. You're
yeah, you're
snacking on it.
snacking and you're burning more calories than if you're
Yeah.
sitting at home eating lunch,
Yeah.
right? So and then to go, oh, well, I'm only doing 10K, I'm having a rest day the next day, I better cut my food back. No, you're not going to recover from the day before then, and which means you won't be ready for the next day. So I actually do not believe, and I'm against this eating less on recovery days. And I mean, it's not a recovery day if you're eating less. I'm telling you no.
Yeah. Your body needs the food to help recover.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So I eat the same every day. And when I give people nutrition plans, I'm like, no, you eat the same every day.
Mhm.
If your training drops for like a whole month, then for that month, you will eat less for that month
Yeah.
because you're less training than when you're in high mileage. But if you've got a month of high mileage, then you eat the same every day because you need it.
Yeah.
You're not up and down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Constant body checking and weighing yourself.
That's why I threw away the
Yeah,
scales.
we don't own any scales.
Because
Ours-
I would determine my mood on what the scales said,
yeah,
and that's not a healthy place to be.
no, it's not. And so many, realistically, so many things can affect your weight, not just the food that you eat,
Yeah,
that it's kind of
it's stupid anyway.
it's a false argument.
Yeah, yeah. Avoiding carbs or getting rid of entire food groups. The reason some people, and I'm not saying all people, but the reason some people go vegan is to lose weight. And yes, you probably will lose weight, but that's not necessarily a good thing and not a good way to do it by eliminating food groups. I personally don't believe in eliminating any food groups because I think all food groups have some value. You don't have to eat a shit ton of meat or a shit ton of carbs, but you've got to have a bit of something. A, because your body needs it, but B, because when you cut out an entire food group, your body almost like forgets how to process it. And so then you'll go, oh, but I'll just have carbs on race day. Yeah, well, too late because your body doesn't know how to deal with carbs
Yeah,
anymore.
that's right. Then your body rebels at the carbs that you're
Yeah,
taking in.
yeah. I mean, it's going to rebel anyway.
Yeah.
Talk about making it worse.
Yes, if you don't practice eating food before the race day, then you can't expect your body to accept that food on race day.
Yeah. And many vegans, to be vegan and make sure you get enough protein, you've got to work hard at it. And many vegans just don't. So, it means they're missing out on protein, which means they're missing out on building and keeping muscle. They've done studies on the top athletes. And like 90%, 95%, yes, there's always some anomaly. People will go, oh, what about that Scott Jurek who's a vegan? Yeah, okay, there's always an anomaly. But in general, I think it was a Scott Jurek was the vegan or someone anyway. In general, athletes performing to the best of their ability eat a little bit of everything. That's their diet. They eat a little bit of everything. Nothing is off limits. And they eat to hunger and they eat a little bit of everything, right? And they don't cut out any food groups. And for me, that is the best diet of all because it ensures you get a range of nutrients because you're eating a little bit of everything. And you're never getting too much of one thing and becoming toxic on one thing because you're eating a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Yep. No,
Yep. Now, if you find that you're hiding eating habits or maybe your training behaviors, like you're not telling people or you're hiding it from your coach, or you're just generally hiding your eating habits from people, there could be some disordered eating going on there. Yeah.
I mean, first of all, you need to consider why you feel that you need to hide it.
Yeah.
And then maybe deal with why that is.
Ask yourself the question, why do I feel I need to hide it?
Yeah.
Why? What's going on here that I feel the need to hide it?
Yeah. Are you hiding it because you think you're eating too much? Do you think you're eating the wrong thing? Maybe research on, are you actually doing that to start with? And second of all, if you are, then, perhaps deal with that. But if you feel like you need to hide your eating habits, then the best thing you can do for yourself is to actually think about why you feel the need to do that.
Yeah. So physical signs are recurrent or lingering injuries. Which is I used to get a lot when I was
Sorry, I was
you were going too far. I know. I was trying to speed.
I thought we're up to the next
speed talk. Like with me with the stress fracture and a few other injuries I had around that time. frequent illnesses or slow recovery, persistent fatigue or heaviness in training, because often also when you don't eat enough, then you don't get enough of the nutrients that you need to give your body energy. Loss of menstrual cycles, cold
sensitivity, which is a lot of, thin people have like severe cold sensitivity.
Yeah, because they haven't got anything on them to keep them warm.
Yeah.
Poor sleep, like me. All you're doing is dreaming about eating. Like I used to
I dream about eating as well. It doesn't mean I don't eat. I just love
it. Yeah, I know.
I love it so much I dream about it.
Yeah, well, that's different. Declining performance in spite of consistent training. And like I said, for a while, your performance, because, it is correlated, better performance is correlated to lighter weight. Absolutely. I'm not going to deny it, which is why this has come about, this whole, race weight phenomena. But there's a law of diminishing returns. There'll come a point where, bang, then your performance will drop. Because you can't just keep losing weight.
It gets to a certain point where weight isn't playing a factor anymore.
Yeah. And you just can't.
Yeah.
So, and you generally, psychologically, you'll lose your joy in running, and all you think about is food. I know, because that's what I used to be like. All I could think about was food.
And you just fear putting on weight. Like it becomes a genuine fear.
Yeah, it is. And the guilt after eating or, missing a session. Oh my God, I didn't do my session today, so I better not eat, kind of thing.
Yeah, or I missed, I didn't do that to the best of my ability, so I'm going to work extra hard tomorrow.
Yeah. So these signs often appear gradually. Like for me, I didn't even really notice them. I thought I was just a dedicated athlete, right? So, that's why we're trying to bring it out into the open. Yeah. Now, red S and chronic underfueling. Basically, what I had was red S, right? Which back in the day was called the female athlete triad. But they've recognized that this is just as common in men. It's just women have an easier way to spot it because their periods stop. You don't see that in men, so people just figured, it doesn't happen for men. But men can be just as paranoid about their weight as women, absolutely. Why should women have all the joy? So it's low energy availability, not just low calories. So basically your body has low energy available to it. And it affects your bones. Like I said, that's why I got 2 stress fractures. And I ended up with osteopenia, and I've had to work hard to get my bone strength back, because osteopenia is what you have before you end up with osteoporosis. And I was in my late 30s. I was like 38 or something. And to be told that you've got, basically nearly got the old woman's bones, so it affects your hormones, your mood, your immunity. Obviously, your immune system's not so good, and basically your recovery. And like I said, the performance may look good when you're in red S at first, and it did for me until it didn't.
Yeah.
Right? And it didn't for a long time. And I had to do a lot of soul searching during that time and realize that I needed to eat some more.
Yep.
Yeah. The body keeps score, even if you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's the long-term damage that you're doing to your body.
Oh, yeah.
The short-term gain might be
you look great in those running shorts.
Look great, and your times might improve slightly, but the long-term damage that you're doing,
it's not worth it.
No, it's not.
All right. So what are the mindset traps that keep runners stuck?
Well, the fear of losing fitness and the fear of losing control. It is, like you were saying earlier, it is, for a lot of people, it's the one thing they can control.
Yeah.
Well, not the one thing, but one of the main things that they can control.
Sometimes it's pretty much the only thing.
Yeah, sometimes it is.
Yeah.
So, also confusing suffering with progress.
Yeah.
So,
and we do, especially in ultra running, equalize suffering as an achievement.
Yes, it's almost seen as a positive.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Oh, that was a suffer fest, and but there's suffering and there's suffering.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the suffering of disordered eating is pretty darn miserable, and it's lonely, because you could do a hard run or a hard session with other friends and have a suffer fest together, and wasn't that, we really suffered and pushed ourselves. But the suffering of disordered eating is lonely. It's a lonely place to be. You've had disordered eating too.
I have. It wasn't.
Was it performance driven, or was it life?
Not at all. It was life driven.
Yeah. So it wasn't really disordered eating. You just couldn't eat.
Yes, I was just going through a period of my life where
things were tough and you
things were
couldn't eat.
tough, and eating just wasn't a priority in my
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, yeah,
You know.
yeah. So that's
So
something completely different.
yeah,
So sorry for bringing that
that's all right.
up.
That's all right.
Moralizing food and rest, like we say, "Oh, I don't deserve to eat, or I don't deserve to rest. I need to work harder, kind of thing,
Hmm.
or I don't deserve to eat this until I've done X,
Yeah,
you know. Um, Also the belief that lighter is always faster. And, I got to the point where I remember one race, I think it was Surf Century 50 many years ago when my kids were younger, and I lost even more weight. Like I was beyond the 57, which I was my race weight. I was even leaner. I think I was probably like 54 or lower. And I just ran like shit. I remember running like shit going, this is terrible. But yeah, and it was because I'd lost so much weight.
mm,
But so lighter doesn't always equal faster, let
yeah.
me assure you. Sadly, that was not my problem on uh on Saturday. It wasn't that me having a good feed would have fixed it. So
No,
anyway,
no, because we did have a good feed the night before.
oh yeah, yeah, we did. We're
Yeah,
good at eating.
we are.
And also using running as your therapy instead of training intentionally,
Yeah,
using it to manage your anxiety, often because anxiety stops you needing to eat or makes you, which is, I think, what happened with you,
yeah,
and it happened with me in certain stages of my life. When you're really anxious, you can't eat. It's like, oh.
yeah,
Or some people can't. Some people, all they want to do is eat. So you're either
yeah, yeah. That's
one or
right.
the other
Yeah,
can't.
yes,
For
and
me, I just can't, literally can't eat when I'm
and
super anxious.
that is also what disordered eating is.
Yeah, that's right.
Not
Eating too
eating,
much can,
yes,
yeah,
isn't only not eating enough. It
yeah,
can
it can
also
be
be
overeating.
overeating.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And it can be equally lonely and equally hard on a person mentally. Um, yeah, in fact, I'd say it's almost could be harder
well,
mentally
I think
because
the social stigma of overeating is a lot.
yeah, people will go, wow, look at all the weight you've lost when you're
Yeah,
losing weight. Wow, look at you so thin for racing.
yeah,
They almost applaud it
yeah,
in a sick way.
mm,
But not the other way. And it can be very lonely as well.
yeah,
Um, that's another reason why we say don't use running as your therapy, because that can lead to disordered eating as
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Fueling and recovery are performance skills. They're not weaknesses.
That's right. That's right. Fueling properly is actually a
Strategy.
strategy of training.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And something that we talk about all the time is you know is
Eating.
is when you're going through your race strategy,
Mm,
a big part of that is fueling.
yeah.
When are you going to eat, how much are you going to eat, particularly for a longer run, obviously.
But that also includes, eating dinner the night before, what you're
Yeah,
going to have for breakfast, what you're going to eat afterwards. It's all, but even just your day-to-day diet. And when I say diet, I don't mean diet, I mean foods. Your day-to-day nutrition is so important. So you might think, oh, but if I don't eat too much Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, how's that going to affect my Saturday long run? No, it's going to affect your
yeah,
Saturday long run. Let me
yeah.
assure you.
Hmm.
Pardon me, I'm clearing my throat a bit today. That's because of the cold.
Yeah.
So like you said, there can be long-term risks to
Yes.
disordered eating.
Yep. Yep. Obviously, one of the big ones is injuries that just don't heal.
Yeah, they just drag
Yeah.
on.
A simple injury. And, I've had that where I think at the time I had a calf thing that just wouldn't go away.
Okay. Yeah.
Burnout and mental exhaustion.
Hmm.
Loss
You'll
of,
definitely get mentally exhausted because, like
yeah.
you said, um, your brain needs fuel too,
Yeah.
and you just will get overall fatigue.
Hmm. When you're using your muscle, like you're using muscles like you are running, that uses a lot of energy that
Mm,
should normally be going to your brain.
yeah,
Now obviously your body treats the brain as the most important muscle, so it pulls energy away from, your legs, arms,
yeah,
extremities, but it still uses some of that energy,
yeah,
because it's still got to power those arms and legs.
yeah.
So that means your brain is actually missing out on the nutrients that it needs. Long-term bone and hormonal health consequences, like
Yeah.
Isabel said, the stress fractures, the loss of
period.
periods.
And men can have hormonal disruption too. Like they can, I think their testosterone can drop and, which will lead to more fatigue for men. So it's not like it doesn't affect men's hormones. They just don't have a signal that you can tell, right? So it's still affecting male hormones. You just can't, it's not as obvious.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then finally just leaving the sport because it becomes too hard or you become too injured.
Yeah, too injured, too exhausted. You end up with chronic fatigue, from being chronically underfueled and overtrained.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what can we do about that? How can we ensure we have healthy fueling?
Well, it's fueling to support what you actually do, which can be either, you studying up on it or getting the help
Advice,
of a nutritionist or dietitian.
Yeah. And fuel to support your training, not to change your body shape.
Yeah.
Like this is what I always say. We are athletes. We don't diet and exercise. We fuel and train. So there is a big difference. People who want to lose weight, diet and exercise because they're exercising to burn calories. We are athletes. We are runners. We fuel and we train, and both are aimed at improving performance.
Mm-hmm.
Dieting and exercising has got nothing to do with performance. It's purely weight loss. So if you're a runner and you're dieting and exercising, your performance is not going to improve. You need to fuel for performance and you need to train for performance. And you cannot train for performance without fueling. They don't go together.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is very succinct and makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Yep.
So you've got to accept that needs change across your seasons. Like I said, in a stage of high training, you'll need more food. In a block of less training, less food, but not on a day-to-day basis.
Yep. Separating body image goals from performance goals.
And you will find if you're training for long enough, your body will change in a positive way.
Yeah.
Right? It will. It just will. It just might take longer than dieting and exercising.
Yeah.
It might take a couple of years, but you know what? That's okay because you're alive for so long.
And the change will be more long-term.
It will be hold for longer, yes.
People who exercise and diet tend to their weight just fluctuates.
Because as soon as they stop,
the weight goes up.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas if you fuel and train, you're doing that long term, you're doing that consistently. You're not stopping for 6 months of the year because you're an athlete and you train, and athletes train all year round, even if it's cross training. So it's, your body will change. It just will take a bit longer, but that means it'll stick around for longer, exactly like you said.
Yeah. Yep. And finally, this is something that most runners should try.
They should try.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I was going to say that didn't make sense. That's not what I wanted to say. No. This is not something that most runners should trial and error alone.
No, definitely don't. Like, get some help.
Yeah.
And, basically, if any of these signs resonated, that's enough reason to get support. Even just talking to someone like, have you noticed anything? Do I sometimes get a bit, or, get someone like myself who's a sports nutritionist to help you out. Because dietitians can be great, but you want to make sure that they're to do with the sport. You don't just want a standard dietitian. You need someone, or nutritionist, you need someone who's sports focused.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really important to get in early so you don't end up with stress fractures or other injuries that just hang around. I used to have the injuries that would hang around. I used to regularly, back when I was underfueling, have to take 3 to 6 months off at a time from injuries, just mystery injuries, sometimes just severe pains. And it was ridiculous. No, I never really, I get the niggles, but that's because I'm 55.
Yes, but they don't really stop you from
They don't stop me. And, I'm also a lot heavier now. Well, I don't know. I'm too scared to weigh it. I don't want to weigh myself because I know it. Well, I will get upset. Like I know I will. So I don't need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Work with a qualified professional. If not someone related to sports, maybe someone related to eating disorders. Okay. And working with a running coach is actually really good because they, believe you me, they see things that you do not see. And I see things and I hear things when athletes say things that they don't even realize sometimes. And I have helped athletes get onto a more healthy eating path, and they have seen their performance skyrocket, absolutely skyrocket. And they've said that to me, and they said, "Oh my God, thank you so much, Isabel, because my life's changed." Not just their running, their whole life. And that's what I'm here for. I always say that I'm here. My purpose is to change people's life through running, so that people live a more powerful, more empowered life through running. Running is just the vehicle for me to help people improve their lives, and that can be through nutrition, running, and mental training. So,
That's right. When during your monthly coaching calls, running is discussed, and then more often than not,
all the other
stuff then gets talked about as well.
Yeah.
And because believe it or not, all that other stuff impacts,
oh my God,
greatly.
That is so important. That is so important.
So it can't be ignored.
No. And when I get new athletes on and they're not used to the fact that you got to talk about everything, they seem a little bit, oh, and I'm like, no, this has to do with your running.
Yeah.
This is for your running. We've got to talk about it. And the relief they feel, and having someone who understands or empathizes, and who has, I like to think, with all my qualifications in life coaching, mindset coaching, nutrition coaching, running coaching, I have helpful strategies for people. So, and getting help is a strength. It's not a failure. It is absolutely not a failure. In fact, it shows how self-aware you are, which is a good thing.
Because unless you're self-aware, you'll never fix the problems you don't know you've got.
That's right, exactly. But sometimes it takes someone like your running coach, not related to your nutrition, to spot it and to say, hey, how's everything going with this? Like, I would never come out and say, oh, sounds like you've got an eating disorder. I would.
Geez, you need to cut back on the calories, or
geez, can you imagine? No, we don't say that. And it's got to be something. Anyway,
it's got to be it's always constructive.
It's always, and it has to come from self-awareness. So I am merely the guide to help people see what's going on in their lives. That's all I am. I'm the facilitator, and then I facilitate the road back as well. Right, and that's all it is.
And quite often, or not quite often, but that is sometimes you need to see a professional about that.
Yeah, and then I will say, but it's never gotten to that point,
Well, you regularly tell people they should go and see a doctor.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You're not trying to fix things that
that are out of my wheelhouse.
That's what I mean by professional.
Okay. Because I am a professional. Alrighty. So because basically good nutrition will help you stay in the sport long term. I'm telling you this now, it absolutely will. You can be ambitious in your running goals for whatever that level is, and be healthy. And running should expand your life. This is what I was saying. I want to empower people so they've got a more powerful life, because running should expand your life, not shrink it. And through being healthy, you will expand your life.
Yeah.
When you get into that point where you're almost not eating is almost shrinking yourself. So
and ultimately for our sport, longevity is definitely the real success metric, because anyone can knock out 100K and then go, fuck that, I'm never doing that again. But it is a real personal strength to be able to do it and then do it again later, knowing how much it's going to hurt.
I know, it's madness,
which is why I don't do it anymore.
The strongest runners fuel, recover, and respect and love their bodies. I mean, when you think about what we put our bodies through, the hard work, just thank it by giving it bloody good nutrition.
Some people might say that that's a sign of how much we hate our bodies.
But I love my body because it allows me to have adventures and do crazy things and, do out of the ordinary stuff. So I've got to go, go you body, not, oh, punish you. That's too much. I can't have that food. Food is not a reward or punishment. It's like, it's
what enables you to do.
It's what enables you to move through the mountains or run those marathons or even run the 5Ks, So Yes.
Yeah.
So obviously I am a sports nutritionist, so you can approach me for some help with that. Also, don't forget Ultra Mindset Lab. Um, just email me, Isabel at peakendurancecoaching.com.au, or comment on any of my posts on Facebook or Instagram with the words EDGE, and I will send you the details to register. $38 a month. We're in a private group. It's not on social media. It's not a Facebook group, some lame-o Facebook group. It's actually on a collab app, so which is just for community groups. And, we've got a calendar on there. I've already put in the dates for when we're doing the live webinars. I've made worksheets. I've created a curriculum for the first 6 months, and it's every fortnight. And not only will we work through a particular topic I almost said episode, each session, there will also be time for questions and answers. And $38 a month, seriously, is cheap when you consider the amount of work that I'm putting into this. I know, I mean, like, seriously, people spend more on coffees or McDonald's or a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
$38 a month, when pretty much the one thing that stops most people, generally it's not fitness that makes people DNF, generally it's mindset. So why wouldn't you work on it? Like, I think it's so important to work on it.
Yeah.
So come join us, work on it. And, if you decide it's not for you, which I don't understand how you would, then you can just, finish up.
Yeah.
Right. So just comment EDGE on any of my posts. You'll get the link sent to you to register, and you'll get into the group. And all of my athletes are already in there because, of course, being a peak endurance coaching athlete, they all get it for free. I mean, we do mindset stuff as well on top of this.
Yeah.
But this is extra, because I just want to make sure that, because I just don't feel that enough runners do mindset work, and I just think this will really help. So get on it, people.
Yep. Anytime you hear that story of that person that quit their 100K race at 90Ks just
Yeah.
because they couldn't keep going on,
That's not fitness.
That's not fitness. Once you get that far, it's not fitness stopping you.
No, it's absolutely not.
mindset.
It's definitely mindset.
Yeah.
And most races, it's not fitness, it's generally nutritional mindset.
Yeah.
that makes people DNF.
Yep.
The two things that people don't get help for a lot of people, not my awesome athletes, because they know. But a lot of people don't, they'll spend $500 on a pair of shoes, but they won't get run coaching, nutrition coaching, or mindset coaching. But I'm telling you now, the shoes aren't going to take you through that race when the shit hits the fan.
That's right.
So,
Yeah, both all three of those things will, make a much bigger impact than.
Well, I say that ultra running, it's a triathlon. It's a 3-discipline sport: running, nutrition, mindset. The 3 pillars of ultra running. And if one of those wobbles, your whole race wobbles.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm qualified in all 3, highly qualified in all 3. I'm a sports nutritionist as well as an ultra endurance sports nutritionist, as well as a life coach, mindset coach, hypnotherapist, NLP I've done, and I've had a shit ton of running experience in extremely tough races. Yeah. So I've been at the coalface as well as done the study. So yeah. I just think it would be really good. And the more the merrier, because we are also going to have fun with it. It's not going to be all serious. It'll be fun. And get on board.
Get on board.
All
right. So once again, if you've enjoyed what you've listened to, please share.
Yep.
Like and subscribe, all that sort of stuff.
5 stars.
Yep.
And join us for some of the 24 park runs if you know where they are tomorrow. Oh my God, I'm so looking forward to it.
Yes. we'll be working our way from the southeastern suburbs right all the way across the city and finishing in the western suburbs.
And yes. Point Cook.
Cook.
How long did it take to get home from Point Cook?
Probably 3/4 of an hour.
Oh, Jesus, Mary.
Yeah. It'll be Sunday morning, so
Yeah, well, I hope you can
You're not,
stay awake. It'll
yeah,
it'll be funny watching all of us with three heads hanging out the window,
especially with the
sleeping.
driver with his
Yeah.
head hanging out.
Hey, I've done that before as the driver.
It could very well be a was
Yeah,
it
look like it on the
Clark,
news.
Clark Griswold from
Bit of a Griswold
Vacation.
Christmas, yeah. It's a
Could be
National
us
Lampoon Vacation,
driving
yeah.
across the Westgate Bridge.
Yes, there'll be reports.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully not. We're going to stop in Point Cook, we assume, for breakfast somewhere.
I
We're going to be
don't
doing,
even know what's there.
no, neither do I.
It's not an area that
No.
I've really spent a lot of my life.
But it's got the word cook in it, so I
Is
assume there's going to be food.
I like the way you think. Just like sunshine has a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
of sunshine.
And Bayswater, you know.
Has a bait and some water.
Yeah. What's brown you have?
No brains.
No.
Um,
Yes. So, so yeah. So anyway, join us if you're feeling
yeah,
a moment of
there
madness.
is, it's all over, it's on Facebook. So if you
Yeah.
search,
Although I think you've got to be in the group.
oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I think Jonathan's posted in VUR.
oh, okay. Yeah.
So have a look in VUR, Victorian Ultra Runners, if you're in that group.
Yeah.
But generally, most Victorian Ultra Runners are in that group.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. So yeah.
Anyway, the madness continues tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it'll be all good reports, and I'll say, "Oh, it was so
So
fun.
and easy,
It
so
was
easy.
easy. It was so good."
I can hear the doubt in your
Yeah,
voice already.
there's a lot of doubt. Now, why do I agree to this shit?
Bloody Nikki.
It's peer group
It
pressure. I'm a
is.
sucker for peer group
Yeah.
pressure. I'm like, okay.
This is one that Nikki has really suckered you
Oh,
in
it's
on.
because she wanted you as the
Yeah,
driver.
yeah, she suckered both of us in.
Yeah, she wanted you to do the driving because she did the driving and the running last year, and I think that sucked
Yeah.
for her. So,
Yeah.
yes, anyway, fun and games. Let's go eat now because we've got
Yeah,
to prepare for tomorrow.
we do. Let's go on carb load.
Yep, yep. Not carb load.
No,
No garbo loading, just
no,
carbo
just
loading. I
carbs.
don't think I wouldn't call wraps with chicken and salad
No,
carbo
not a lot of
loading.
carbs. No, there's not actually.
Yes.
No.
I'll just eat some more wraps.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right, well,
all
thanks for
right.
listening.
Wish us luck. Wish me luck. All right.
Okay.
Catch you next week. Oh, next week we are talking. I've seen this is how planned I am. I thought of these because I had lots of time on that run that went shit on Tuesday because I kept stopping and pretending that I was thinking and writing notes. I just wrote notes in my app every time I stopped. Next week will be sleep deprivation training.
Yes.
For ultras. Okay, so stay tuned for that one.
Yep.
All righty. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's been a longie, and yeah, have a great week, and hopefully you have more fun running than I will.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.